The deer is the main threat of the forest and appears almost every night once the game progresses. It only becomes active after dark, hunting any player who is outside the campfire's safe zone. It moves directly toward its target and becomes faster the longer it chases, making escape harder over time. What makes it especially dangerous is that it cannot be killed at all, and the only way to slow it down is by using light, which briefly stuns it. It matters because it defines the core survival loop of the game, forcing players to respect the night and always return to safety before it begins. The owl is one of two alternate nightly predators that can replace the deer if the snow biome is active. It is a tall humanoid owl with white feathers, brown trim, and an enormous mouth filled with teeth. It behaves similarly to the deer, but features a detection minigame. When it lands near a player, an eye icon appears. The player must remain still to avoid detection. Movement turns the icon red, triggering pursuit. Flashlights can stun it briefly, and it retreats when morning arrives or when players reach a lit campfire. It cannot be killed, and its haunting screech warns players of its awakening on night 5. The owl's presence adds a stealth-based twist to the game's survival horror cycle. The ram appears as the deer's counterpart in the volcanic biome, replacing the owl if snow is absent. It has thick black fur, glowing eyes, and massive curling horns. It behaves similarly to the deer, stalking players through the night, but occasionally pausing to prepare a powerful charge attack. When the charge meter fills, it rushes forward at immense speed, destroying trees and structures in its path. The direction it faces before charging doesn't always match the charge direction. Players can only survive by dodging its attacks or using campfires and flashlights for brief safety. Its destructive power and deep echoing roar make it one of the most intimidating nighttime predators in 99 Nights in the Forest. The spider is one of the most requested monster idea for the game. If added, it would most likely appear inside caves, or a new biome of dense forest covered in webs. Unlike other predators, the spider probably would not chase players constantly. Instead, it could trap areas using giant webs that slow movement and prevent escape. Some theories suggest players caught in webs might attract the spider directly to their location. Flashlights could reveal hidden webs before players walk into them, adding a slower and more suspenseful style of horror compared to normal chase enemies. The spider itself would likely move unnaturally fast across trees, making it difficult to predict where it might attack from next. If added properly, it could become one of the most feared creatures in the entire game. Rat could be one of the creepiest creatures ever added to 99 Nights in the Forest. Players think it would most likely appear inside underground tunnels and abandoned sewer systems hidden beneath the map. Instead of chasing players directly like the deer, the rat would probably stalk them from the darkness, moving through tiny cracks and spaces impossible for players to fit through. Some theories suggest it could attack in swarms, with glowing red eyes slowly surrounding anyone exploring too deep underground. Flashlights might scare smaller rats away briefly, but the main creature itself would likely be impossible to kill. What would make it terrifying is the sound design alone. Constant scratching behind walls, distant squeaking, and sudden silence could warn players that something is nearby. If added, the rat would completely change how players approach cave exploration. What makes this theory even more interesting is how it could connect directly to the game's ending. After reaching 99 nights, the deer is seen running into the sewers beneath the forest instead of simply disappearing. Some players believe this could secretly hint at an underground expansion update, with the rat acting as the main creature living below the map. The bear could easily become one of the strongest creatures ever introduced into the forest. Players theorize it would live deep within heavy forest biomes and only awaken after players make too much noise cutting trees or hunting animals nearby. Unlike faster predators, the bear would rely entirely on raw power. It could smash through walls, destroy traps, and even knock over campfires during a heavy attack. Some players believe it might enter a rage state after players kill too many animals, becoming faster and more aggressive the longer it chases. Its massive footsteps and deep growls alone would probably terrify players before they even see it. Theories describe it as a massive white humanoid beast covered in frozen fur with glowing white eyes visible through snowstorms. Unlike most nighttime hunters, the Yeti could use the environment itself against players. Blizzards might become stronger whenever it is nearby, lowering visibility and making escape nearly impossible. Some fans think the Yeti could freeze campfires temporarily with a roar, forcing players to relight it before the creature attacks. Heavy footsteps in the snow and distant growls would likely warn players that it is hunting nearby. If the Yeti were ever added, it could become one of the hardest winter survival enemies in the game. The Skinwalker could easily become the most disturbing creature ever introduced into 99 Nights in the Forest. Many theories suggest it would not reveal its true form immediately. Instead, it could disguise itself as another player, standing motionless near the forest, or even appearing briefly beside campfires. Some players think it might copy usernames, voices, or movement patterns to confuse teams completely. Unlike other creatures, the Skinwalker would attack psychologically first, making players unsure who they can trust during the night. Its true form would likely only appear once players are isolated, transforming into a tall, twisted creature with stretched limbs, a horrifying smile, and hollow eyes. Flashlights might expose its disguise for a few seconds, but never fully stop it. If this creature were ever added, it would probably become the most terrifying enemy in the entire game. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next 99 Nights in the Forest breakdown. I've got more creature theories, hidden lore, and possible update concepts coming soon. Also, let me know down in the comments which creature would be the scariest if it actually got added to the game, and what theory I should cover next.